Hey guys, I'm losing my voice, so I apologize if I cut out or you can't hear me. I posted an article from the Huffington Post I believe yesterday on my Facebook page titled an open apology to my former weight loss clients, and I got a lot of responses on it, and I saw that it was shared many times. And I just wanted to touch on that article a bit and kind of what this woman is saying, because I know that as someone who works with a lot of weight loss clients, people don't understand why cutting calories really low is such a bad idea. They think that temporarily cutting calories is okay. Um, and that's what's necessary in order to lose weight. The problem with that is that you lose weight rapidly and your body isn't able to catch up. So what happens is your hormones drop and your metabolism slows down to meet your new energy needs for that lower caloric intake. And then what happens is once you reach your goal weight and you go back to eating like maintenance calories or the amount of food that you were eating before you started your diet, your metabolism is now significantly slower. So that same amount of food that you used to maintain your weight at is now going to make you gain weight and gain body fat extremely fast. So slow dieting is the key to long-term weight loss. And I mean, like 1 pound a week is, for general fat loss, is a great target. So, going on extreme diets, like she mentions, the 1,200 calorie diet for women. And, to this day, I hear women talking about eating 1,000 to 1,200 calories, and that's not healthy. You're burning way more than that in a day just from doing your daily activities. So if you add in exercise and things like that, your body is not able to complete the functions it needs to, given the low amount of calories that you're eating, let alone try to burn body fat. I mean, for all it knows, you're starving and you don't have access to food. So it's now going to store everything that it has in order to keep you alive. So this happens pretty frequently when I take a client who's eating very little and is being relatively active, and I increase their food intake, specifically carbohydrates. All of a sudden they start losing weight, and this is for men and women. The key is just finding that sweet spot where you're losing consistently. So how I do that with my clients is we talk about food quality. So rather than focusing on eliminating food groups, like eliminating fat or eliminating carbs, that doesn't do anything for you. Those are part of our diets for a reason. Those are our energy sources. So if you completely cut out carbs, you can expect to feel depleted and extremely low on energy. If you are weightlifting, your muscles are going to recover much slower and they're going to be really flat looking. If you cut out fats completely, then you end up with hormone disorders and poor skin quality, poor cell health. So cutting out food groups is not the answer. Eating all the food groups is the answer. So number one, remember this: food quality. So if the majority of your diet is coming from whole, unprocessed foods, so lean meats, eggs, dairy if you are not intolerant, tons of vegetables, a moderate amount of fruit, and carbohydrates from grains, rice, oatmeal, quinoa, whatever you like, potatoes, sweet potatoes, and squash, things like that, and then adding in a moderate amount of healthy fats, so nuts, seeds, oils, avocado, coconut, and occasionally like a fattier meat, like a red meat or a salmon or something like that. It's going to be extremely difficult for your body to hold on to fat because you're not eating anything that's difficult for your body to break down. Now, the other side of that is, things like sweets or fried food or foods with artificial sweeteners and stuff. Like, are those foods bad? Well, I don't like to label foods as good or bad because as soon as you label it, it automatically becomes something that you want even more. It's more desirable because it's off limits. And it's just human nature. We like to be rebellious. So as soon as you put a food off limits, you're going to think about it 24/7. So no foods are bad. However, there are foods that should be limited. So do I like ice cream? Heck yeah, I like ice cream. I like chocolate. I like burgers. I like fries. I like pizza. Do I eat them every day? No. Why not? Because that would not be in line with my goals. Those are things I save for special occasions, and that keeps them as special food. And besides, they're not really providing any nutritional value for me. So, I have my two categories, my high quality foods and my low quality foods. My high quality foods are the bulk of my diet. My low quality foods are the things that are just fun and things that keep me mentally sane and social. Now, step number 2 is appropriate portions. So this is different for everyone, but typically women should be eating about 1 gram per pound of lean mass of protein. So let's say you are a 150-pound woman. Let's say maybe 125 pounds of that is lean mass, 25 pounds of that is fat. Then you would eat 125 grams of protein. Now, you don't need to be that specific unless you're doing something like prepping for a bodybuilding show. Typically, though, keeping your serving sizes of protein to around 4 servings a day, 3 to 4 ounces each, you'll meet your goal. Men a little larger, stick for like 5 to 6 ounces. And that's about the size of your closed fist. Then you need to find your sweet spot of appropriate portions of carbohydrates and fats. So for my clients who are weight loss and they're already not eating very much, I assign enough carbs and fats for them to have 1 at each meal instead of doubling them up and having a carb and a fat at each meal. Vegetables should be unlimited and eaten throughout the day. They keep you full. They give you lots of minerals and vitamins that you need, which is where you should be getting them from anyway, is your food. And it's good to help with digestion. And if your digestion is not working properly, you have a lot of issues. Not only will it be more difficult for you to lose the body fat you're trying to, but you're also going to experience other symptoms such as fatigue, headaches, skin disorders, eczema, acne, dark circles under your eyes, and there's a lot of research coming out now that's linking psychological disorders like depression and bipolar disorder, anxiety to gut health. So it's a really cool new development in nutrition right now with gut health and appropriate bacteria and everything. But that's another video. The other thing is water intake. You should be drinking at least half of your weight in ounces of water every day, preferably more. I drink about 1 gallon. Half of your weight in ounces, so again, 150 pounds, you should be drinking at least 75 ounces of water. That's about 2.5 liters, a little over 2 liters. So aim for that. I know it sounds hard, but if you start your day off with a glass of water, I can guarantee you will be thirsty throughout the day. And then number 3 step is meal frequency. So deciding how often do you need to eat and how many meals are you eating in a day. So this again varies from person to person. It's going to vary on your activity levels, how frequently you're working out, how long your day is. My days are very long, so I eat a lot more really small meals as opposed to less frequent big meals. But yeah, it's something you have to play around with and kind of figure out. That's what my job is for my clients. Figure out, all of these things, like what are the foods that they like that are high quality and what are the foods that they like that are low quality, and how can we find a good balance. We work on finding what the appropriate portions are. So sometimes this can take, a couple weeks to a month to figure out, how many servings of protein, carbs, fats should they be eating in a day? And is there a better time? For me personally, I prefer keeping my carbs later in the day. When I start them first thing in the morning, I'm extremely hungry. So I usually don't eat my first carbohydrate meal until right before I work out, which is usually like late morning for me. And then what I also do with my clients is we determine an appropriate meal frequency. So they tell me their schedule, what their day looks like, when it's like practical for them to eat. And from there we decide, how many meals a day they're going to eat. And then sometimes we have to play around with this and alter it. And sometimes we choose, you're going to have this many like medium-sized meals and like 2 snacks. Because sometimes that just works better for them. So if you guys have any questions, you can leave a comment. I'm also uploading all of my videos on YouTube now, so I will link my YouTube channel here so that you guys can follow me there, subscribe, and you can find any old videos that maybe you missed. You can also email me. My email is theglowremedy@gmail.com. So that's the name of my vlog, The Glow, GLOW Remedy. Oh my God. It's been a long day, guys. I started work at 5 a.m. and it's 8 p.m. So I'm a little loopy. But anyway, email me at theglowremedy.com or leave a comment. I hope this was helpful, and I hope that you feel encouraged to eat a little bit more and watch your body slim down. I did this with one of my clients recently. We've been training together for about 1.5 years. He severely undereats, and I tell him this all the time, and if he watches this, he's going to laugh. I've been telling him to add more carbohydrates to his diet for a while. He didn't listen. He's a little stubborn. It's okay. He started adding carbs to every single meal, and all of a sudden, the number on the scale started to drop. His weight started to drop. So, and he looks leaner. So it's clearly body fat that's dropping. So it really does work. Don't starve your body, because your body will rebel. Your body is smarter than you. It's going to do whatever it can to make you survive. So starving your body is only going to wreak havoc on your system. And yes, you might temporarily lose a little bit of weight, but the body fat that you will regain when you are starving and you go back to eating a normal amount of food again is not worth it, and it will be so much harder to lose because your metabolism is now repressed. So, yeah, I hope this was helpful for you guys. This is one of my nutrition issues that I am most passionate about, because so many people are misinformed and under eating and not getting the results that they want, and that's why. So I hope you guys have a good night. I will talk to you later. Bye.